Hey guys, welcome to the podcast Breaking 80. I am young girl Tammy, and I'm here with my buddy Joel Wilson, where we will talk about golf, discuss going low, and maybe breaking 80.
How you doing?
I'm doing great.
Did you break 80 this week?
No, I shot my
I know. 90 still the 90 something?
95. I went out there yesterday. I think I shot in the low 90s, and I know I shot a 45 on the front, and I don't remember the score on the back. I went to a new course, and I've been striking it so well. I really want to get out there today and play. I've been hitting the ball so well, but sometimes the score does not reflect what you're doing on the course.
No, it does not. I mean,
Yeah.
you can have a good 95 and a bad 85, right?
Yeah. Or there was a whole who was it? Spieth. Day 4, Sunday morning, hole number 1, and he had a long putt in for par, and he made par on a par 4, and the announcer went, "That was the ugliest par 4 I've ever seen." And so that's the ugliest par I've ever seen. Sometimes that happens in golf.
That it does. Did you get a chance to watch the memorial?
I did get to watch a lot of day 4. I watched some highlights from the rest of the tournament. Ben Griffin is pretty exceptional.
Yes, he is. He's up there a lot, but when Scotty has the lead, it's done.
That's what we were saying, was that it was done on Saturday. So, and it's got to be tough. It's got to be like Tiger Woods-esque. He showed up to the tournament this week, so he cares. He's here, and it's going to be much harder to win.
I actually had tickets to go to the memorial this year, but I had to sell them. So couldn't make it. So I had to sell my tickets. I was going to go for practice and then days 4, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And it was hard to have to sell those and not be able to go.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
I've been to the memorial a couple of times when I used to live in Ohio, obviously. So great course, beautiful course. Jack does a great job with that course. So, and
That's cool.
it's only the second time that it's been back-to-back winners. The other time was Tiger in 99, 2000, 2001 when he won 3 straight. And Scotty's now won back-to-back.
Pretty crazy. Yeah, that's pretty crazy. 2 majors under his belt. The U.S. Open coming up. What is he going to do?
Who are you going to pick for the U.S. Open?
I think it's going to have to be Scotty.
I'm going to pick Rory.
I'm done with Rory.
Oh, okay. I can see where this relationship has gone now.
No, I love Rory. I'd love to see him win it. He's got his career Grand Slam. I'm ready to see Scotty put another one on the board. And man, it'd be really cool to witness another Grand Slam. So
It would be. I think he's going to be the next. Obviously, Jordan Spieth, all he needs is a PGA, and he gets the Grand Slam. Scotty needs both the Opens, the U.S. Open and the Open Championship, which are tough, which are very tough. But he'll make it. Did you see who's not playing in the U.S. Open this year?
I did not see.
Sergio Garcia not playing.
Oh, I do believe I heard something about that. What was the reason behind that?
Top 5.
Oh, okay.
Ricky Fowler not playing.
Ah, wow.
Max Homa not playing.
Heartbreakers. Love Ricky Fowler. He's from my general area here. He's from Marietta, California. And yeah, that's a bummer. We are Ricky fans for sure.
Yeah, and Max Homa's had an up and down year this year. He's been up and down and round and round. So doesn't surprise me he didn't qualify.
Yeah, that's too bad.
So you're going to pick you pick Scotty. Give me somebody that is not on the radar, because everyone's going to pick Scotty. Give me somebody else who you think is going to win the U.S. Open.
Man, let's see.
She's going, who could it be?
Yeah, who else? I mean, I've got a friend trying to qualify.
Really?
Yeah. JT.
Oh, there's a good pick. That's a good pick.
Yeah, JT, if he gets it going, that would be pretty fun to watch.
I could see him doing it.
Yeah, big
Um,
fan.
I could see Bryson doing it again. I could
Yeah.
see Oakmont's going to be a big long course. There's a 290-yard par three,
Wow.
and
Wow.
I know I can't even hit that with a driver.
That's crazy. Hope it's not over water.
No, and then there's a 675-yard par five.
That's crazy too. That
$22 cash.
not is that long.
So, but you know that, up Bryson, he can hit a drive 350 and he can get there in two. And there's not many people who will be. Scotty can probably get there in two. That's going to be interesting to see how many people are going to lay up on that one.
Yeah, yeah, that is interesting. Oof, that's going to be a challenging
It's
court.
going to be fun to watch. It's going to be fun to watch. Rory could probably make it in two.
And does he qualify? He's got 2 wins this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I feel like he's hot right now. So if he stays hot,
I just see Scotty Scheffler doing another 5 or 6
I mean,
years.
Scotty's so hot right now.
He is. Now, I was thinking the other day, and everybody picks who do you think's going to win, and they take those numbers. I'm thinking though, who that you think is going to do good will not make the cut, and that's something I had to think about. A Patrick Cantley, he's a good player, but if he gets cold, he's going to miss the cut.
Yeah, that's interesting.
JT, I mean, obviously you think JT can win, and I believe so too.
Some cuts, some
Cuts lately.
rails. Lowry in it?
Yeah, Lowry's up.
Lowry.
Yeah, and well, he did pretty good at the well, he qualified. I mean, he made the cut at the Memorial. Um, but yeah, there's some players. Ludwig Oberg, you haven't heard from him lately. He's another guy.
Yeah, he was hot to start the year.
Hmm.
Could you imagine that kid rolling into the US Open and winning it?
That would be cool. That would.
Yeah, that would be cool. We really like him. He seems, he's got a good head on his shoulders, it seems. So,
It is. Are you waiting for the TGL to start back up again?
I do miss the TGL. It's definitely fun in the wintertime. Can't wait to watch the TGL again. When the seriousness of the PGA season is over and watch them all just let loose and have a good time and be more casual. Yeah, I love the TGL. I definitely miss that.
One of the things I read about the other day is, and I don't know if you saw this, the FedEx on the final, the points championship, the final tournament of the year, they are not going to stagger them like they did. The leader has 10 under, then goes 8 under, 7 under. Everybody's going to start off at even par.
What?
Yes. You know how they used to do it? Whoever's leading gets 10 under, then the next person gets 8 under, and they stagger, and whoever's in the points lead. Now everybody's going to start off at even for that last tournament.
What?
Mhm.
That's crazy. You just blew my mind. That's a real rule change. They
Yeah.
really are doing that.
Yep. So you can be leading the points all year long, and that very end, you don't get any kind of advantage on that.
Wow. That's interesting. I'm not sure how I feel about that.
I know. I don't like the fact that, it's like last year, Scotty on the last day of the season, last tournament, he starts off at 10 under par. And then I think whoever was in second was at 8 under par and goes down to 1 under par for the 35th place. But, if you've played that good all year long, you should get something out of it. So I'm not sure.
Right. I think that is fair. I wonder if they see a bit of what Scotty's doing and they know he's just going to run away with the FedEx Cup if you put him 10 under to start.
I know. That's what I'm wondering too. He's what? He's 830 some points clear of Rory for the FedEx right now. That's over a tournament. So I mean, and he won 3 times in the month of May.
Yeah, that's incredible. Yeah, 16 wins under his belt right now.
Hmm.
Yeah, crazy. 3 times this year, all in the month of May.
All in the month of May. I saw a stat that he is the fourth fastest to get to 16 wins. Sam Snead, Jack Nicklaus, Tiger Woods. That's a really good company to be in.
Yeah, that is. It's incredible to believe that we are right now watching one of the greatest golfers of all time in his prime.
Yes. Well, I got you, and we got a chance to watch Tiger Woods when he was in his prime. And I was lucky enough to get to watch Jack Nicklaus play too in the great state of Ohio, since he is a Buckeye. And I'm sure you do have, you are not sporting the other cup. No, you see, good, good, good.
That cup is put to bed for now.
And it should
On not forgotten. I need to
talk about that.
Yeah.
We will have to talk about that. Well, I know that you had said, you shot at 95 and there's good rounds, there's good bad rounds and bad good rounds. And I don't know what you're talking about. But you had talked about emulating your swing after other people. How is that working for you? Because I did the same thing. You would be surprised who I emulate my swing after.
Well, who do you emulate your
I'll let you go first and I'll tell you.
Okay.
You would never guess.
Journey. Yeah, I started out with Annika when I was a newer golfer.
That's a good person to start with.
No doubt about that. And I would just go out in my yard and just try and emulate that on the tee box again and again. I tried some Maria Fossey action. Her drive, she is such a beast. Her drive is so powerful. Her legs are so strong. Sometimes I'll pull up her drives just to show people like how athletic and strong golfers are. Nelly Korda, the queen of tempo. I've probably spent the last year trying to emulate that. But I just watched Maya Stark win the Women's US Open, and her swing, I thought that's a swing that I think that I could get behind. I could model it a little bit more closely than doing the Nelly. And so I was watching her and I was like, man, I am really enjoying her swing. Good for that girl.
So you're going to go out there and just try to become her, everything from the drive to the chipping, everything going to be like her?
Maybe just the drive. I think Nellie's iron swing so much. Gosh, her tempo is so sound.
It is. She is. Well, that's the thing is you look at somebody like that and you go, my tempo isn't even close to that. So and it's like, who am I going to emulate? Because I can't, I mean, hell, everyone want to emulate Tiger Woods. You can't do that. You want to, be like Scotty. You can't be like Scotty. You cannot do that.
It's crazy. Who's going to emulate Scotty Scheffler's swing?
Oh, I remember.
A little while, but
I'd be in traction if I tried to swing like that.
I would break an ankle. There's no way. I don't know how he has learned to hit a ball so squarely while twisting his ankles like that and keep his hips so square. It's unbelievable.
I actually swung like that once down in Florida. That was because the tee box was sandy and my feet went out from underneath. And it was not a good drive.
Yeah, no doubt about that.
So
who do you emulate your swing after?
I'm going to give you 5 guesses. I guarantee you will not guess in 5 guesses. So you get 5 guesses. Nope. He's a good one. But no, not Jack.
Oh my goodness gracious. Walter Payton.
Yeah.
That's a strong one. Not Tiger Woods. Okay.
You want me to just give it to you?
Let's hear it.
Okay, and you're going and everybody's going to sit there and go, I don't believe you. God, really. Lexi Thompson.
Oh, well, I would never guess that, but I know that you appreciate and respect women's golf so much. Wow. What is it about her swing?
It's an unorthodox swing. If you ever watch when she hits her irons, she stalls off her irons and even though she has a good follow through, it's an erratic follow through. And I know people now are listening, and you'll probably do the same thing. You're going to go follow, to see her how she hits her shots. It's just erratic on how she does it, but it's effective. And so I started to swing that way, and I probably increased my iron play 10 yards, but I was more accurate. And I'm like, well, that's what I'm going to do. So thank you, Lexi.
That's really, really cool. That's great to hear.
And she's also 6 foot tall. So.
Wow. Yeah, that's incredible. That's
and
really cool.
I got another one for you. I bet you didn't realize this. She played in the US Open this year. Okay. She's 30 years old. That's all the older she is. This was her 19th US Open.
Wow.
Run those numbers. 11 years old when she played in her first.
What? The
Yes.
women's Open Junior?
No, in the Women's Open, US Open.
Wow.
She,
Well, she must have been very tall. And I guess, yeah, if you
she's
qualify.
very good. But yes, this is her 19th US Open.
Well, that's a sound swing. And that's probably a lot of wisdom, you know,
Hmm.
on the tour and tournament and competition. That's incredible.
But yeah, I emulate my swing after her. And I know there's not a lot of guys who go, you know what, I'm going to emulate my swing after a woman golfer. Hey, she's good. And I would, put her up there and that's who I want to be. If I could swing and score like she does, I'd be happy.
That's very cool. Yeah, my tempo, I think I'm trying to model Nellie's tempo still. And in fact, that's where I've been playing really well lately. I've had such beautiful tempo. I feel very confident in my swing. And I think that's where I'm not mad about the score of 95. I've been making good contact. I went in the water, went off the fairway. You go, we count those. We are just giving ourselves fake strokes, So
Hmm.
I'm adding strokes when that happens.
Yeah.
And it's a bummer. But I feel good about my rescue shots this week. Really sound, solid iron striking and the follow through. So lately I'm holding that pose after I finish my swing and I feel very professional about it. So I really want to go out there today and hit some more balls.
Are you going to go play 18?
I might be able to get 9 in today because there's a lot going on here, but definitely, I just want to go hit golf balls so badly. So,
Well, I've actually moved my schedule around. I'm doing a few less podcasts now. Every Friday, I'm going to be playing golf. I'm taking every
that's cool.
Friday off. So,
You definitely should. You deserve it. You owe it to yourself. We love golf. We don't want to forget our passion, but you're a busy guy, and I respect that so much, but you deserve a little bit of you time.
I know I should get some of that. So I am going to start playing some golf, and hopefully it'll be this Friday. If not, I know next Friday. Well, we'll see what I can do next Friday too. Yeah. So you know what? Something always comes up though, but I am going to schedule my business meetings on the golf course.
Actually, that's pretty great. We should be podcasting from the golf course more.
We should.
Yeah, I don't know why we're not doing that mid-round. I'm sure everybody in our crews would love that. But anyways, post-round.
Yeah, you'll be like, you know what? This is my third shot. My round was not too good, but you know what? I'm drinking it away now.
Yeah, yeah. And that's where like my scoring hasn't been good lately, but I've been golfing 25 years and I've learned, and I know you've been golfing a long, long time, maybe longer. I've learned to just celebrate. If I'm hitting my irons clean all day, that's beautiful. If I'm hitting my woods really solid, I just love the sound of the crack of the wood down the fairway. It just, when you hit it squarely. If I'm hitting fairways with my driver and hitting it squarely, and maybe even a few really strong ones, that's what I've learned to celebrate. And then I don't beat myself up too much about the misses
Hmm.
because I'm not a pro yet.
One of the things that I did good in Florida on one of the rounds, the round that I did good on, I had two out of three sand saves. I had two greenside bunkers, three greenside bunkers. Twice I hit it up and down, up and in, up and then a 3 foot putt in. The one time I hit it a little short and I had a two putt from that. But two out of three sand saves, I'll take that any day.
No doubt about that. Yeah, coming out of the sand well, stopping on the green, that's just as good as a bird for me. So maybe just short of the hole. Yeah,
Yep.
that's
Both
pretty exciting stuff.
Yeah, both of those were on par threes, and both of my par. And then the one was on a par four, and I hit a bogey on that one. I did not get the green in regulation, and I did not do a sand save. But you know what? I had fun, and I want to get back and play some more golf. How's your new driver doing? I know that you got the new driver. Is it still working for you?
It's definitely working. I have figured something out in my swing. Now I am applying it consistently. I was kind of lining up more squarely. Now I am dropping just slightly before I rotate,
Hmm.
drop that right shoulder. And I know the way I hit my old driver, it was more of a draw swing and it would hit the ping really squarely. And so it's just a different style club, different length shaft. And I found that if I do drop that shoulder just slightly and, you know, I'm hitting it pretty squarely, pretty able to control those drives. But sometimes you miss. But the
Yeah.
driver is lovely. Thank you for asking. So
How's the putter working?
the putter is lovely. I still can't get it out of the hands of my husband. He is loving the Blue Diamond putter by Lombardi, and I really need to get a black diamond for myself. And that's a
That's
sharp
giant.
looking putter. People notice it all the time, but it's got a really balanced feel. And if you're playing on some fast greens, that's a really nice putter. It's a little lighter. It can give you a nice soft touch.
Hmm.
You see those greens? I was thinking about a couple of things. Those greens this past week were rolling over 13
Wow.
as far as green speeds. I played at a course yesterday. Their posted green speeds were 9.
Oh my
It
goodness.
so
Oh,
slow.
yeah, it's like putting on molasses.
Oh my gosh, it was so slow. And they varied a little bit. Some were a little bit quicker, but it made me think, do you remember a course or what is the fastest green speed you've ever played? I think mine is 12s. And I remember the course.
Oh, I remember mine. I remember mine. Mine's a place called Yankee Trace in Dayton, Ohio. And the reason I remember this is because they had a nationwide tour, which was, it's now the Corn Ferry Tour, but it used to be called the Nationwide Tour. And I went there and watched them play on a Saturday, Sunday. And then they closed the course Monday. They opened it up Tuesday. And I got a tee time for a Tuesday. So I'm still playing on the greens that the Nationwide Tour had set up. And I remember on like the 14th, they had a downhill putt, which is a little tricky, and I barely tapped it, and it went 20 feet past. They had to have been stepping at 13 or 14. Didn't we know it was like putting on glass.
Wow, that's incredible.
Yes.
That's incredible.
So I remember
I
that.
love a fast, smooth green. The 9s were like horrific because actually, when your greens are a little shaggy, a little slow, you do get a little natural bobble. They're just long greens, you
Yep.
know, from the grass itself. So, but
I-
my 12s, those were at the Biltmore in South Florida. And to top it off, 12s apparently are the fastest greens I've ever played. It felt much faster. It was a windy day.
No.
It was so windy. So I definitely understand when you see the pros on a windy day at the Masters and those greens are cruising at 13s. How can you land a ball on those greens? And then you even see that the pros are pissed because they're like, this is not acceptable conditions for
Yep.
score. Not even for competing on. But those 12s, I'll never forget. I had a terrible day. I was very angry. On hole number 1, I was back and forth across the green like a brand new golfer. But at least I know what 12s feel like.
Yes.
Yeah,
Those
that was
I,
fast.
I do like that. A lot of the greens here in Myrtle Beach, they're probably in the 10, 11 range. Um,
Yeah.
And that's nice. I talked to a friend, Rob West. He was on Big Break 19. He's a really good golfer. He was actually in Arizona trying to qualify for the Arizona seniors, and he missed it by a couple of strokes. He goes, the greens were so bad it was like a Plinko ball going right, left, right, left, right, left. He goes, it, it was windy, but B, it was just like it was a Bermuda grass that they had, and it was like he goes, I hated it. I hated it with a passion.
Yeah, because you want your putts to roll true. You want it to hold the line that you put on. I'll take break all day or my own misread, but I don't want to see it bobbling all over the green simply because they haven't been rolled or something.
Exactly. Exactly. He shot 11 over the first day and even part of the second, missed it by 2 strokes. I'm like, oh,
Ah, bummer.
yeah. So
That's
he'll
tough.
be out. He'll be out here for the Four Right Senior Tour next year. playing in some events. So
Very cool. So excited for that tour next year and the beautiful courses that we're going to see, and kicking it off at the Pechanga Golf Course Resort in Southern California. And I've played that course a few times. It's beautiful. It's challenging. It's so beautiful. It's very challenging. And you've got some incredible mountain views. You go up the mountain, you come down the mountain. You get to tee off from high to low a couple of times, and it's really extraordinary looking. So the views up there, it's a beautiful course.
I'm going to have to come out and play it just to see.
That sounds like a good plan. There's actually a charity event, golf tournament going on there later this year, and maybe we'll have to go play there.
There you go. Let me know when it is. I'll be out there doing that. I found out there's a charity event at TPC's Saltgrass. It was a $4,000 per team, $1,000 per person.
Wow.
But it's worth it.
This one was expensive. It's $600 a person. It is for charity, so that is really cool.
Well, my charity event that I'm doing, the Cancer Sucks celebrity event here in Myrtle Beach, it's $700 per person to play.
Wow.
But you get to play with a celebrity. So
That's really cool. And you raise money to fight cancer.
yes, exactly. And that's all it is.
That's really cool. Other question.
Other
Okay.
question. Uh-oh.
Here's a question for you. I was at the course yesterday playing on some beautiful tee boxes. Can you remember a course that had like pristine tee boxes? Like you have a memory of it. It was so great.
Well, again, the Yankee Trace one, but just because that was a nationwide tour event. Yes, Azaleas, no, not Azalea Sands. Oh, the place down in Florida, I can't think of it. It's like $200 a round, and it was a beautiful course. And I ended up shooting an 81 on that course. Immaculate course.
Wow. Yeah, I can remember a few courses. I'll tell you what, if you're over the $250 round trip, I better have a nice looking tee box. I want that thing level. And I play at a beautiful course, my home course, all the time now. But sometimes tee boxes, they have a lot of divots in them. They're just uneven footing and stuff like that. Maybe there's a mound in the middle of a tee box.
Yes.
That's enough to throw you off. I just, you have to move around and find your space. But yeah, we were talking about it yesterday as we were all reflecting on beautiful tee boxes that we've seen in our life. And I thought, what a silly thing. But when you're a golfer, you love a good tee box.
Yeah, and there's some pretty bad tee boxes in Florida this time of year because they're having some drought issues. So they've had some pretty. I mean, in fact, there's two courses closed. There's a course closed here in Myrtle Beach. Whispering Pines just found out they're going to be closed until September. They figure if they're having that problems, they're going to redo the greens, redo the tee boxes, redo everything, and that's what they're doing.
I'll tell you what, that's the time to get to a course right after they redo the fairways and the tee boxes. I've played one course like that. They reopened it. It was private. They became public. It was Shell Point in South Florida. I'll never forget the tee boxes. The fairways were like untouched, perfect, rolled out new grass or whatever. I'll never forget. That was the most beautiful fairway and tee box I've ever seen.
Yeah, the course that I played down in Jacksonville, it was called Amelia Island, and they actually filmed one of the big breaks down there. It's a beautiful course. They play some of the women's minor tours, the Symetra tours played there. Gorgeous, gorgeous course. It was but like I say, you're paying $215 for a round. You better be good course. Better be everything better be good. And it was. I remember two par fours where one was a dog leg left, one was a dog leg right. The dog leg right was over water. And I teed it up and hit the ball about 240, 250, cleared the water. I was left with like 80 yards in instead of laying it up into the green. Hit a beautiful pitch shot, had a 3-foot putt for birdie, and I'm like, that's what we do. And that's the reason we come back.
Wow. Yeah, no doubt about that. No, yeah, and that's what brings you back. And in that moment, you're like, maybe I could be on the tour. Maybe
Yes.
it's all finally coming together.
But and it's interesting. I was talking to my friend Rob, and we were talking about course management, which is a big thing that players do not have. And I was telling him, there's a hole, and it's like a 220 carry over water, and I could hit my 3-wood if I really get it good. And I've done it before. He goes, that's the wrong attitude. I go, but I've done it before. He goes, you've done it once. How many times did you miss? I said, well, that's not the issue. I said, he goes, yes, that is the issue. The one time you did it is the outlier. That's the one that was, not the average. Your average is you're going to hit it, 200 or 190. You're going to put it in the drink. Lay up. I'm like, I don't want to. He goes, if you want to score, you're going to have to.
Yeah, you want to score, you're going to have to. It's frustrating because you think if you go at it, you could get that eagle, maybe that bird, or that bird, maybe that eagle. But if you go in the water, maybe you have a triple coming at you or a double. If you lay up and you end up with a par, that's really good. So
I think I told you I played in one of the holes. It's the 17th hole at the Royal St. Augustine. It's a par 4. There's trees it's a tight fairway. There's trees to both sides, and at the very end, it doglegs right to a nice little tucked in green. There's no water around, but there's bunkers around. And I was going to play 2 balls on that hole. I took out the driver, ripped the driver, but I'm to the left, so it made the hole even longer. I'm in the rough. Took out a 1-iron, hit it maybe 30 yards less, but was in the fairway. Hit my 1-iron shot into the green. It was like a 4-iron, put it on the edge of the green. My driver that was 40 yards closer, I couldn't hack it out. I missed the green. Ended up bogeying the drive that I hit further and parred my 1-iron that I hit less. And I know that's it. I know that's what everybody's got. Yeah, I know you're looking at me going, see, I told you, course management.
Yeah, no doubt about that. Course management, so important.
I know.
And, and short game, by the way, around these greens, where strokes are won and lost.
Yes.
And competitions are won and lost. Somebody was just asking me the other day, what is your advice to break 100? I know I just shot at 95. That was actually a bad score for me. He said, what is your advice to break 100? And I said, how is your short game? And he said, terrible. I said, there you go. You need to put in the time. And I told him, sunsets. Sometimes I'll be out there at sunset. There's nobody else on the course on a weekday. That's your time. Just play around the greens, get multiple strokes out. You need to figure out a good chipping and pitching stroke, first of all, and then practice that. So figure out chipping, pitching, get it close, lag putts.
That's what it takes. That is exactly what it takes.
Yeah. And then confidence in your putting. Just know you're going to sink your 3-foot putts.
Exactly.
Just know you're going to sink your 12-foot putts. Delusionally, I believe it's going to go in all the time. And I'm actually a pretty good putter. So
I'm a pretty good putter. And I think that's one of the things is the short game where, the chipping's been a lot better. The putting's been a lot better. My course management's been a lot better. So I know. So you're heading out to the course, right?
that is a plan. I'd love to play 18. I think I'm just going to join on the back 9, join the golf crew on the back 9.
Let me know how you do on the back. Make sure, I want you to shoot at least a 40 today, a 40 on the back 9.
I bet you do.
Okay.
So at least a 40. Next week, I'm playing in Vegas at the Paiute golf course, where I think there are 3 different golf courses there. And I hear it is spectacular. I'll be there Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday next week. Maybe we could podcast from the Paiute.
Sounds great. You let me know, and I will. Yeah, you bring your computer, you bring everything, so we can podcast from there. That sounds like a winner. I love that idea.
So too, I hear it is stunning. They have a really incredible looking island par 3. I just can't wait to get there and check it out.
Oh,
Love the island.
That's going to be great.
Love to be on an island.
Yes. Well, we're going to wrap this one up. I love it. This has been a blast. Let me know how you do today. and we will figure out when we're going to be back doing the next podcast, and you're going to be in Vegas.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is Joel Wilson. I'll see you at the next T box.
Until next time. Bye.